Hello, hello! Welcome back to a new video, and this is part 2 of making a new journal from scratch. In case you've missed the last video, I will link it of course for you down below in the description box as well as here in the right upper corner. Yeah, and in this video I showed you how I made this beautiful cover. This is made from a pasta packaging, and it had this adorable window that really inspired me. And this is the inside. Look at those cute buttons. Love it. And of course we have to do something with the inside of the two panels. And of course it still needs papers. So this is what we're going to do today. So let's dive right in. Okay, let me quickly tell you my strategy. If you know me, you are surprised that I have a strategy. I guess because normally I create with no plan and I make one step after the other, and I can only decide what I want to do next when I finished the step before. So this is the same thing with the papers, and with selecting the papers, usually I go 100% with my gut. I have no plan, no color scheme, no, oh, I want to have this or that. I just grab a pile of papers or a box that I store my papers in, and then I just grab what speaks to me at this moment. So today's video is a premiere because for the first time I want to have at least a tiny plan. I don't know if this is even a plan, but I want to call it a plan. It's a small plan about how I want to choose my papers. And I guess for this journal, as I love this cover so much, I really want to try to pick papers that fit, you know, that go perfectly with the colors of the cover and with the texture and with the fabric and the thread that I used. So I want to choose my papers a little bit more intentionally than as I usually do. So at first you can see the grungy brown or neutral papers here. This is coffee and rust dyed paper. This is an index card, some older book pages, the same here, and here some neutral papers. So let's at first pick my neutral papers. Okay, we have a problem because I realized, sorry for the shaking. I realized that I have way too many neutral, brownish, coffee dyed, vintage papers. So let me show you the pile. 3 boxes filled with neutral papers, and on top there is the pile of papers that I dyed recently with coffee. I will link the video where I share my process also here and down in the description box. These are some original vintage ephemera pieces. This is mostly, I guess, here's some letter paper, obviously, some original pages or papers. Well, this is not vintage. Well, it is vintage, but it is not neutral. I don't know what this is here in this box. they are mostly book pages, brownish, vintage, sewing patterns, original ephemera. Here a lot of original ephemera that I bought years ago. Should use them more. In this box there is, I don't know, you know, I'm trying to keep a little bit of system here, but sometimes I just grab the box that is, you know, accessible. And here some more vintage papers. No, they are not vintage papers. These are just papers that I dyed with coffee, tea, and rust. And finally, of course, all my coffee dyed papers from 2 or 3 weeks ago. We'll definitely use some of these because on the cover, of course, I have this coffee and rust dyed paper as well. This was a quick overview over my selection of neutrals. So let's pick the papers that I want to use. Oh, at first I should maybe even decide how many papers I want to fit in this journal. Originally, yes, I guess that's still the plan. I want to fit in 2 signatures here. So the spine has approximately 2.5 centimeters. I will sew in 2 signatures. That's enough because in the end I want to add ephemera and extra pieces. So that's perfect. 2 signatures. So let's grab at least 10 pages. 10, 5 for each signature. Yeah, 10 or 12 in total. That's my selection for the neutrals. Now let's go over to the bright colors. So this is basically the box where I store my jelly printed papers and the, you know, painty papers. I want my papers that I select now to match the color theme here. I think this is perfect, but somehow this is another vibe, I guess. We'll decide on that later. Oh, I love this. This is some kind of wax or tissue paper. And this is, I guess, perfect. Ooh, love this one as well. You see the blue stars. This is a stencil that I really love. And I have the same color here on the cover. Love that as well. Yes. This was an underpaper. Perfect. Oh, still in love with this print that I made a while ago. I also have a video about these prints here. I will link it for you down below in the description box as well, and in the upper right corner. I love them so much. This would be also perfect. I realized that I have so many beautiful papers. Oh, and I love this one as well. Okay, I think I have to finish. The next step is going to be tearing the papers down to size so that they fit in my journal. And afterwards, I'm going to decide which papers I finally want to use. So these smaller ones, I will leave them for now as they are. And I don't measure, or I usually don't measure anything. My way is to tear down one piece of paper that then serves as a template or somehow as a template for the other papers. And I usually love my papers to be different in size in the journal so that I can have layers. And I think this is such a, interesting detail if you can see the layers underneath. Also, I don't want to cut down with my scissors because I love the grungy edges. So maybe I leave this as a flap or a tuck spot or a, side-loading pocket. So for now, I just fold it in. Yes. So this is now going to be my template. And I will vary the papers in width and in height. So some are white on one side, and I think I'm going to decorate some of them or all of them, I don't know yet, in the end when I decided which papers finally go in my journal. Okay, I have my paper so far. The next step is I want to arrange my signatures, and then I will definitely have to make other decisions or add papers, remove papers. Yeah, but for the moment, let's just see how the signatures look like and how they feel to me. Okay, I guess I make 2 piles, one for each signature. I really don't know if I like this one. I think it's too dark for me. So I'd rather choose these book pages. So when I now look at those 2 piles, I think I don't want to have this paper in here because unintentionally, these are nearly all jelly prints and this stands out. But to be honest, I love it. And I think it is perfect with this color theme. Should I leave it in here? No. No, and do you know why? I just realized this is my Stabilo All. The black marks here or flower doodles are the Stabilo All. And if you go over this page later on, because you want to add something on top, you will reactivate the ink when you go over it with some wet medium. And I think this is dangerous because maybe you forget it and then you smear all the black ink all over the page. I don't want that. So that's why I want to stick to the acrylics. So I picked out this jelly print. This is a coffee dyed piece of vellum. Love that as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, these are my signatures so far, and what I want to do is glue down a piece of paper here on this envelope on the flap. So I'm keeping all these leftover pieces because later on I want to add ephemera pieces, and if I use the scraps from the papers that I tear down, I immediately have a cohesive style. This I'm going to cut, and I will, in the end, I guess, glue the envelope shut again. Or I can leave it open as a pocket. Yes, but I think I want to remove this one here. Perfect. So when you dye your, or coffee dye your envelopes, or also with other watery things, you remove the glue from the envelopes, and you usually have to glue the things together after the papers have dried. Okay, and I think I want to add 2 more papers into each signature because this is very thin. This is somehow more, it's because of this envelope here. Let's see how it looks with 2 more papers. Okay, perfect. So now they have 10 pages in each signature. This is so much fun. And now I have to probably tear some papers down in width. Oh, I'm already in love. Actually, I love when they peek out a little bit, but not too much. Yes, the two signatures here are perfect for the spine. So the next step is removing the papers again and decorating the pages that are plain white, like this one here, this one, and I want to do that before I sew in the signature. I think I will leave this as it is. Yeah. And for the decoration, I want to stick to this, you know, design on the cover, because, yeah, I want repetitions though, so that everything is cohesive. I used this texture paste. I used acrylics mostly, mark making. So I grab some supplies and then I decorate the pages. So let's start. So what do we do here? I guess just spraying a little bit. And I'm making some marks. So here I'm totally intuitive again. This is too much. Okay, I set this aside to dry. Then we have this one. And I can, of course, glue down something on this page. I'm using my matte gel. For this side, I want to use some spray stain. Spritz a little water. And I'm using this foam stamp for some marks. Just a little bit. That's enough. I think I'm going to leave this as it is. It's this one here. I want to brayer some blue and yellow. I love this combination. Then the second signature, I'll leave this again. I think this needs something. This is the same stencil that I used on the cover. That's one of my all-time favorites. Wow. Okay, and let's add something on these 2 pages. I think I want to have something bright here. So these are the signatures after the pages have dried. Love the bright colors. So before I sew the signatures in, we have to decide, of course, what we want to do with the inside of the cover. I have these 2 fabrics here, and I want to use one of them because I love the contrast. Imagine this one on the inside, and then you have this view. That's gorgeous, isn't it? So either this one or this one. This is the same that I used for the spine. That's a hard decision. What do you think? I love this bold black here. I really think I'm going with this one again that I already have on the cover. So what I now want to do is cover this a little bit up, just using a little bit of packaging tape. But now I realized I have to cut out a window here. Okay, I think that's perfect. I'm going to glue this down now with my bookbinder's glue, and afterwards I'm going to sew around the two panels. Oh, here's still a little bit of fabric too long. Now it's perfect. So this has to dry now because I don't want to ruin my sewing machine. And since this takes a little bit of time, I think I will stop for now. Otherwise, this video is going to be way too long. So stay tuned. In the next video we are going to sew in the signatures. And I think before I sew the signatures in, I will go over some of the pages with my sewing machine. That's the feeling that I have right now. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. I would really be happy if you would give me a thumbs up. And if you don't follow me yet, then please click the subscribe button. And yeah, thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye.